Hi everyone, it's me, Indiana Jones, and this is Crafting with Indiana Jones and a friend. A special day today because I've made a new friend. That's right, I can make friends as well as crafting, why not? Anyway, I want to introduce you to my friend Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling. Is that like the best name for a channel, especially for the things I love? We decided to collaborate together and work on items that we both have around the house. So I want to introduce you to Dawn and also let you know what we'll be collaborating on. That's right, we're going to be using these vases that we sometimes have hidden in our closet somewhere, like this one was. Let me go clean it while I introduce you to Dawn.
Hi Annie. Hi everyone. I'm Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling. I want to thank you, Annie, for inviting me here today to share this dual flip with you. I am so excited. These are the items that I found that I will be remaking into something hopefully beautiful for our dual flip. I better get started because this is going to take a little bit of time. So I will see you all soon.
Let's get started, Dawn. Now for this project, you'll need a cylindrical vase from the Dollar Tree and a cat. Yes, the cat is required, or some pet or child of some kind, to keep you focused as I try to stay. So here I am with Luna and Kudu, the stars of this show, because we know you come here just for the cats, not for me, but that's fine. They're so cute. I get it. I totally get it. So what I'm doing here is using DAS air dry clay. Yes, I am not using foam clay, and sometimes I wonder if maybe I should have used foam clay. I am still getting crackage. Yes, I still get crack. You know, say no to crack, people. That's right, I'm still getting some cracks in my air dry clay, but for this project, we'll just run with it. It goes well with the project. So I flattened out the air dry clay enough to cover the cylindrical vase. I like saying cylindrical. You don't use that a lot in sentences, you know, cylindrical. And all I did was cover the vase, and now I'm creating a door. Because why? I am creating, I don't know if it's a gnome home or if it's a fairy home. It's something cute and whimsical, let's just say that. So I created a door, kind of, and now I'm creating the windows with the back of a cup so that I can create some nice rounded windows, because that makes sense. And I don't know, I went the whimsical route because I have another whimsical crafting opportunity coming up where I have to make mushrooms. So I used mushrooms in this craft, so well, now I gotta make another one for the next video with mushrooms. But as you can see here, I'm just making those cute little round windows, and it's easy as can be when you have a little cup like that, or maybe you have a cookie cutter, and that would be perfect as well. So while I'm fiddling around, let me tell you a little bit about Dawn. I just popped into Dawn's channel one day. It came up on my feed, and I decided, hey, it's called Shabby Meets Bling. So I had to check it out. So I really enjoyed not only her crafts, but getting to talk to her on the phone. We are just two peas in a pod. We're both wacky and zany, and we love to create. So again, I hope you check out her channel right after my video today. Now I want to make this look like a log. Yes, a log, because where does a fairy live, or a gnome, or any kind of little elfish thing? They would live in a log. At least that's what I think. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But for this little fairy creature, I am going to make it look like they're living in a log. So I am using my little tool from Dollar Tree. This is a clay sculpting tool, and all I'm doing is scoring the outside to the delight of little Luna here, just scoring the outside to make it look like the ridges of a log. And it's very easy to do. And I also, what I did was I utilized the, any kind of divots or anything in the clay and tried to create those into knots. So as you can see there, I kind of made it look like a knot or any kind of defect that would be natural. It's not a defect, it's a natural occurrence in wood. So that's what I was trying to do while Luna is trying to chew up my little tools. And there comes Kudu, and now it's complete cat mayhem and mischief. The beauty of crafting with cats. Now I am creating, yes, Kudu is helping to score the outside of the clay as well. Now I'm trying to create a little window over my door because I thought it would be cool to have a little arched window. And all I'm doing here is creating the little, I don't know, the beams? The beams? Is it called beams? I don't know. But it's what is on a window to make it look more like a window. And Kudu was just fascinated with my little clay my little clay snake. And of course, she wanted to take my little clay snake. So again, kitten mayhem always happens in the craft room. Now with these two, it's very special. And if you don't like cats, I'm so sorry. I apologize, but this is how it is, people. I never had cats in my videos before, even though I've had cats. But this is the first time that they have selected to become interactive helpers during my videos. And yeah, I don't know if she's helping me or not. I guess she's making me speed up my process and just get it done. Get it done, Annie, because we gotta pet some kitty cats now. At this moment in my project, I decided to create like a stone border around my door. And this is also the time, and I don't know if this happens to you, let me know in the comments below, where you're looking at your project and you're saying, okay, this is nothing like I thought it was going to be. It's not turning out right. I don't know. But I kept moving forward. I just keep moving forward because I have hope. I always have hope. So there you can see I am creating the individual little blocks or rocks that are, bordering my door. The door is going to look like it's made out of wood as well, but I just thought it needed like a little more definition between the door and the rest of the wood. And again, I'm creating the little window panes for my little windows, and I just thought this was adorable. I should have added a third window just to create another escape for light, and maybe for the next time. And yes, I might do this once again because I really did have fun with it. I will create a different type of little fairy house or gnome house, whatever you would like to call this. Next, I decided to create some little awnings, and I guess they're called awnings. Let me know if they're not called awnings, but that's the closest word I can find for these little covers that I put over the windows just to make it a little more homey. And I don't know, I really started having more fun once I put the little awnings on, and I just felt like it was coming together. So again, if you have troubles with your projects, and there are my two little helpers now, if you have troubles with your projects and halfway through you don't feel like you're making it exactly how you want to, keep going, keep trying, and don't give up on yourself, and don't be so harsh on yourself. Give yourself some grace and enjoy the process. And here we have double kitty cuddles because, I'm a sucker for them. Look at that. I let the vase dry out for at least 2 to 3 hours, since this is air dry clay, simply because in the next step I was going to use some watered down paint. And what I'm using is a very dark black brown, and as you can see there, I'm watering it down because I want to make sure that it gets into all the details, especially into the wood carvings, so that it looks more like wood. Now in the end, this will not have a wood color. It will have a wood color, but not the brown kind of wood color. You'll see. But here I'm just wiping down the extra. Oh, and the kitty cats hit the camera, and now they have taken over the entire space. That was Luke's hand. Don't think I have 3 hands, but yeah, they've taken the entire space because, well, they're special that way. But all I'm doing is painting and then dabbing off the extra or excess paint, just to make sure that, again, it goes into all of the details. I'm doing the same also for the little stone border that I put around the door. At this point, we have a very crucial step. Once we finish painting everything, we must take time and have some kitty cat cuddles. And yes, this is time to enjoy some kitty cat cuddles as she sleeps in the sunlight in my craft room. I can't resist. Who could resist? Next, what I decided to do is kind of create a stone wall. And I did this by adding clay and then trying to embed, and I say trying because I'm going to tell you a quick step, trying to embed the rocks into the wet clay. I thought that would be enough, but no. I have to tell you, you have to take some E6000 or B4000 or whatever, B7000, there you go, and you have to glue each rock by itself. That goes for all items that you add to your clay. Here I added a little doorknob with a bead, and now I'm adding these little stickers that I had gotten from Dollar Tree. They're like these little puffy stickers, And I decided that would look cool on the door, just to add a little bit of a metal design on the door and make it look more like a door. I don't know, I hope it looks more like a door to you, because it looks more like a door to me. But yes, remember to glue those stones, because they will be falling out the whole time you're trying to do other things. I had to glue them on one by one afterwards. Now it's time for moss. So underneath each window, I decided to create like a little ledge to put flowers and moss and just make it even more whimsical. Hey, whimsy is the word. It's not grease, it's whimsy is the word. Whimsy's the word, it's the word. And now we're taking whimsy to the next level with Luna's head in the way. Luna, could you please move, darling? I love you. Okay, thank you, sweetie. Another kitten cuddles intermission. Sorry about this, people, but I mean, again, who could resist? Who could resist? Kitty break. And okay, it's time to go now, sweetie. And off she went. I think Luke took them away for a little bit and just gave them some cuddles. So all I'm doing here is adding my moss, and you'll see why the little fairy lights came up. They'll come up again. You'll see. Ready to take whimsy to another level? Well, get your fairy lights out and get your glue gun, because we are going to create bioluminescent mushrooms. You heard me right. I don't know if those exist, but in my world, they do. And what we're going to do is we're going to create mushroom stems out of the actual fairy lights. I took the lights, grouped them together in threes, and twisted them together to create a stem. Once you have the fairy light wires all twisted together, all you have to do is pour some hot glue, and the lights will shine through the hot glue once it dries. Now on the side there, I'm going to create the mushroom tops, and all I'm doing is dropping some hot glue into circles, letting it dry, and then adding it to them a little more as they dry. And now you can see how adorable these fairy lights look with these mushrooms. So I'm going to add this to the base of my little fairy tree house. Fairy tree house, I like that. Before I do that, however, I am adding some more greenery and branches and trees, or things that look like trees, and just some little branches from my stash of stuff I already have. But there at the base, I'm going to start adding the beautiful little light up mushrooms, but not before they completely dry. So I'm setting them aside for a minute, and now I'm completing those little awnings with this beautiful mushroomy yellow color. I just wanted to give it a nice bright happy color. Since the door was red, I wanted to make sure I added some other colors, and here I am. I added a little bit of a green vine to the fairy lights wire to cover the wire as best as I could, and the vine was perfect as I glued it to the base of my fairy treehouse. And with the remainder of the vine, I'm going to use the lights that were still remaining, and I'm actually going to put them on the vine, tie them to the vine, or twist them to the vine, and then I'm going to put that vine around the door, and you'll see how cute that looks all together with the lights on. I think it's just adorable. Now you're probably wondering, what am I going to do with the little light switch? How am I going to hide it? Where am I going to put it? You'll see in just a moment. Now using some clay, all I'm going to do is create another little flower pot that's going to be colored the same color as the awning on top of the windows. That's all I'm going to do, and it's going to hide that little switch. I glued the switch to the side of my little fairy treehouse, and all I'm going to do is add some moss, and ba-boom, there's my little light switch. And look at how cute these mushrooms look. Truly, truly magical. I mean, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I have, because I really want to make more of these whimsical little houses with those bright mushrooms. And I will be part of a mushroom collaboration, so you'll be sure to see more of these light up mushrooms in that project. Now you can use my fairy treehouse as a vase and just add some flowers, and the flowers will just flow over the top. But I decided to create a topper for my vase. Here I am using foam, styrofoam, that I glued onto a glass candle topper, and I added some foam clay to the top of that, which I painted, and it's dried. And now I'm just going to glue a whole bunch of leaves that I had just in my stash. So here's the best way to use, leftover flowers that you have on stems, or I'm sorry, actually should say leftover leaves left on stems after you've used the blossoms, just keep those leaves because everything is useful. Everything is, to me, you can always find a use for extra craft supplies that you have around the house. So all I'm doing is covering up all of that painted green foam clay, and I like that it's foam clay because I can also just push in flowers if I wanted to, but I actually glued down these little blossoms that I also had in my stash just sitting around. And here you have it. I'm adding all different types of flowers, and at the very top I decided that it would be so cute to add little daisies at the top of this green mound. I can't tell you how much fun I had creating this little fairy treehouse. I think it's evident. You can see it as I'm working on this. I'm just so happy with it. And now for one last touch, I decided to add a flicker candle, a battery-powered flicker candle to my fairy treehouse, just to give it a little extra touch of magic. And there it is with the topper. Now, let's truly bring this magical little treehouse to life.
So, what do you think? Do you think you have enough inspiration to go to those thrift stores and pick up some vases? Or, better yet, go to your closet and pull out those old vases that you've been keeping around forever. Let's see what you can come up with and share that with us on Instagram. I want to thank so much Dawn for joining me on this collaboration. I believe this is her first collaboration. So thank you for being so brave and listening to the crazy lady that contacted you to say, hey, let's do something together, because that's what I do. But Dawn, it's such a pleasure to watch your videos and to learn so much from you. So thank you so much for joining my collaboration, and I hope that you are inspired to go check out her channel as well. As I always say, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure. And like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks again, and I'll see you again very soon. Meow.